So welcome everybody to this Akashic guided January meditation. A lot of the times in January, what I like to do is I like to take a reflection of the previous year. Have a look at what was good, what we can improve on, and what needs to change. And then the other thing is that I like to look at is looking ahead. And looking ahead to the year that is coming up is very, very interesting, because we're going into an 8-year numerologically. And what that means is that it's all about change. So if you're wanting to make any changes, we have this energy of this year to support these changes. The other thing is, if we are resistant to change, I recommend getting used to change, because what we resist persists. And if you choose it, that means you're actually, taking full control of it in a way, and bringing it in. It helps you to move past it a lot faster. But my recommendation is to take the energy of the 8 and really, two things about it. Take the energy of the 8 and really use it to make the change. The other thing about the 8, because we're moving from one cycle into the next, but if you turn the 8 on its side, you get the infinity symbol. So especially when it comes to money and to love and to health, we switch it from turning from one cycle to the other. So money in, money out, to the infinity sign, where we bring it in and then it's always circulating within it and moving forward. So that is my recommendation for next year. A lot is going to surface next year, a lot that has been hidden, a lot that has been suppressed, not only within ourselves, because everything always has a macro and a micro effect. What's happening in the micro internally is happening externally in the macro. So a lot's going to surface, especially when it comes into all our structures as well. So government, education, finances, all the rest of that. There's going to be a lot of change. So, and it will be a lot of change within us as well. So embrace the change. I will help you to go with the flow. Get curious about what's coming up for you next year. Ask the question, how is this working for me? And yeah, let's enjoy creating what we would like to create. So I'm going to invite you, if you have a journal, to write things down afterwards. A lot of things come up during the meditation as well, that sometimes we tend to forget quite quickly. So I'm going to invite you, you can journal during the meditation, or you can journal after the meditation. I'll give some time as well. So let's make ourselves comfortable and let's close our eyes. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Releasing any excess energy that we're holding on to our systems. We're going to be using our breath as a catalyst for releasing, and as a catalyst for bringing in energy. And I'd like you to imagine that you're breathing in golden energy into your nose, down through your body. And when you exhale, release any tension, stress, or negativity you might be holding on to. Breathing in light into your bones, your joints. Our bones and our joints represent the foundation and the structures of life. Our joints representing our agility and our ability to respond to the changes in life. Breathing in light into all our systems. Exhaling all that no longer serves. And breathing in light into our selves. Releasing all that no longer serves. The more we release, the more light we're able to hold. I'd like you to visualize amplifying the light within our bodies, so bright that it extends beyond our skin, illuminating our auric field. Allow the light to release any static distortion and interference in our etheric bodies. Allow the light to remove any emotions that are not yours that you might have collected throughout the day. Allow the light to transmute any thought forms that are not yours or that are negative. Continuing to breathe and release all that no longer serves with your breath. Let's connect and ground, connecting to the crystalline grid at the center of the earth. Call forward the 5D grid. Allow it to move through the layers of the earth. Allow it to connect to the soles of your feet, opening up the chakras on the soles of your feet. Allow the exchange of energy between yourselves and Mother Earth, completely grounding and connecting to the root systems, the trees, the plants, seeds. Completely grounding and connecting us to Mother Earth. And as this energy starts to move up our body, the chakras on the soles of our feet represent our destiny and hold the information of our destiny. Allow the crystalline grid's energy to clear these chakras on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions as we walk a new path this year. Allow the energy of the crystalline grid to move up with the layers, connecting into the chakras of the knees. These chakras hold information from our ancestors. Today we will call in our ancestors to help us to release the patterns of limitations, the programs that we've been playing out that no longer serve us. Open these chakras. And allow the crystalline grid to clear these energy centers on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. And allow the crystalline grid to continue to move up into the root chakra at the base of the spine. Allow the crystalline grid to start to clear this energy center on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. The root chakra sometimes holds karma that we brought in from past lifetimes into this one. Allow the crystalline grid to release, remove, and dissolve all limitations on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. Allow it to clear any fear, any hesitation, any distrust in our journey. Allow the crystalline grid to continue to move up and anchor into the sacral chakra. Allow the grid to dissolve all limitations on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. Allowing it to remove the limitations into physically manifesting into reality that which we envisioned for ourselves. And allow the crystalline grid to continue to move up and anchor into the heart space. Allow it to clear all limitations around deservability, around worthiness, around love, acceptance, anchoring into the heart space, allowing the energy of the crystalline grid to move throughout every single cell in our bodies, releasing, removing all limitations into the crystalline grid. We're connecting into the central sun. We connect to the golden grid of ascension, of Christ consciousness, of unconditional love and compassion. Call forward this grid, allowing it to move through the layers, connecting to our crown, clearing this chakra on all layers, all levels, and all dimensions. Allowing it to strengthen the connection to our higher self, our I am presence, our guides, our angels, our own Akashic Records, and Creator. Allow this golden grid to move down into our third eye, our seat of intuition. Allow it to dissolve the veils of perception, deception, manipulation. Allow it to activate the clarity and foresight that you need moving forward. Activating your intuition. And let's allow this grid to continue to moving down into our throats, clearing our avenues of self-expression, so that not only are we able to express ourselves in ways that we are heard, that we are understood, but that we can use the power of sound of our voices to create, to speak into existence that which we envision for ourselves. to advocate for ourselves. Let's allow this golden grid to continue to move down and anchor into the heart space, allowing both grids to connect, merge, interlace. Allowing this golden energy to move throughout all systems. Feeling completely grounded, completely centered, and completely connected to all things beyond time and space. And I call forward the angels of the four directions, starting with Raphael in the east. And as Raphael joins us, represented by green energy. And we start to feel the vibrational frequency of the healer magician, allowing us to heal the past in order to magic the future. And from the south, we connect to Archangel Michael, represented by blue energy. This energy supports us in protection and strength. It also has the frequency to activate our will as we step into our highest potential. And to the west, we start to feel the energetic frequency of Archangel Gabriel. There's a diamond white light energy, allowing for opportunities to surface as we call forward these opportunities as we step into the new year. And from the north, we connect to Archangel Uriel, bringing with him ruby red energy, representing our blood and our bloodlines, representing our ancestors, allowing us to release the patterns that served them in the past, giving us the strength to action into existence the new patterns that support us at this time, in this place. And we thank the four angels for supporting us during this journey as we step into our heart space, and from a place of unconditional love, we open our records. State the mantra, keepers of the Akashic Records. Please open and allow me access to my record. My name is, state your name. And I ask that you create a safe and sacred space for my highest good and healing. The records are now open. The records are now open. The records are now open. And as we step into our records without judgment, without expectation, we call forward our ancestors today to support us. We invite in all the ancestors that would benefit from this clearing and this activation today. And as they gather, we start to release. All cords, all tethers, all attachments, all links, all ties to the people, the places, and the circumstances that are no longer in alignment, I ask for these to be dissolved, transmuted, transcended. And I also ask to close off the contracts, the deals, the agreements, the vows, the oaths, the pledges the alliances and the allegiances with the groups or parties that no longer serve. I ask to release, remove, and dissolve any emotional energy that limits our ability to feel abundant, to feel happy, to feel joyous, to feel free, and to allow the flow of energy throughout our physical, our mental, and our emotional bodies. And I ask that the violet flame of Saint Germain clear all limiting beliefs and all blocks that we have to stepping into our highest potential. Allow the release of these deep inset ideas, beliefs, values, and dreams that no longer serve us or that block any sense of abundance and prosperity in all areas of our lives. And for one moment, we ask the records to look back at the previous year, the year we've just experienced. Ask them to show you the highlights of this year. What did we learn? What are we grateful for? What could we have done better? Release the limitations. Give gratitude for the lessons. As we continue to clear. We call forward all agreements from our bloodlines that do not support health, wealth, happiness, joy, and love. Releasing all frequencies from our bloodlines around scarcity, around the rejection of money, material wealth, health, or happiness. I close off any religious agreements, any oaths, any vows, any pledges, any alliances, any allegiances to any groups or systems. Like the aristocratic or royal bloodlines, or other groups like the Illuminati and others that create limitations around finances, around health, wealth, happiness, joy, and love in this current lifetime. I also clear all negative blocks in our ability to experience the flow of blessings of this abundant world that we live in. Clearing all negative blocks in our minds, in our bodies. And I release any possibility of them being recreated. I also ask that the violet flame of Saint Germain move through our record, releasing any dreams, any values, that are not ours, that we've taken on from our ancestors, from our parents, from our friends, from the people around us, that we've taken on as if it were us, our own. And I ask that the violet flame of Saint Germain release all programming and patterning that no longer serves us or our bloodlines anymore. Removing the programs, the lower energies, the lower frequencies. Clearing our bloodlines around any traumas of the past, the Great Depression, any poverty, any scarcity, any despair, any destruction. Clearing the suppressed voice, clearing all frequencies and energies that we carry from past major events that no longer serve our bloodlines or ourselves, that have somehow left these bloodlines, left our ancestors suppressed or traumatized. I transmute the pain and the suffering from those times. And I ask that the violet flame of Saint Germain dissolve any belief systems attached to unhealthy patterns, addictions, work ethics, working to burnout, releasing the inability to be able to rest or put ourselves first. And I clear any curses, any hexes, any spells, any vexes, any black magic, any dark magic relating to scarcity and limitation, to ill health. And I ask to release any energies that interfere with our passion, our purpose. Clearing all limiting belief systems around desirability, worthiness, of receiving. Release all sabotage, internal, external. Release all judgment, internal, external. I clear all that is no longer serving us. And as you continue to release and to purge, to dissolve, to transmute the energies, I start to call forward the new energies. To activate the energy of prosperity, abundance in all areas of our lives. I ask to increase and maximize a greater sense of flow, allowing to expand our minds, continuing to dissolve any limitations, clearing all limits to any possible opportunities that create an abundance of health, wealth, happiness, joy, and love. And I bring in discipline and I bring in courage. To step into our highest potential. And I open up the fields of all of our cells, our DNA, our RNA, our genes, our chakras, and I call forward and I activate the energy of abundance and prosperity, of health, of wealth, of happiness, and of joy throughout our bloodlines, activating wealth consciousness in our DNA and our genes. Replacing the codes of our DNA and our RNA with happy, healthy, original blueprint of the cells. so that when they are reproduced, they are reproduced in its ideal health. And as this energy starts to integrate, when we absorb it, we become it. And I call forward and activate all the timelines that are available to us that help us step into our highest potential. And as these lines, these timelines are shown to us, we ask for the one that is of the highest potential to be seen, and we step into that timeline, absorbing the frequencies of what is needed. And as we are ready for it, I ask that the Akashic Records show you the potential for the year ahead. What are the possibilities of this highest timeline? Allow it to show you, what does the first quarter of this year look like? And now the second. Moving into the next timeline of the second half of the year. What does that quarter look like as we continue to step into our highest potential? And then the last quarter of the year. How does it feel to be there already? And let's ask the question, what is the first step to activating this timeline? What is one action we can do today? And it brings us into alignment. Let's step in completely into this frequency of the highest potential version of us, as this timeline already exists. Knowing that we are it as we return to our bodies. We start to give thanks and gratitude to the keepers of the records, our guides, our angels, and Akashic Records for all that was revealed today. The records are now closed, the records are now closed, the records are now closed. Take a deep breath and exhale And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. If you want to take a moment to journal, you're very welcome to.